Hey everyone, Coach again, and today guys, I'm here to do an anime review, and this anime review is to Boku dake, episode 2 guys, so let's get into it. Now guys, Boku dake carries on from last episode. This now talks about when our main character, I think, if I'm trying to remember his name, I'm trying to remember his name again. Hidoke? I'm trying to remember his name just a minute, guys. I got it up here so I can easily memorize people's names if I actually look at some people. Boy, I need to get people's names correct. Let's see. Sutura, yeah, Sutura, okay. I'm just checking someone's name, okay? Yeah, our main character is Sutura. I think how do you say his name? Sutura, yeah, something like that. Yeah, sorry I went back there, but yeah, Sutura. Now, we time travel back to when he was back in 6th grade. Yeah, it was 6th grade. I just double checked what grade he was in, and he was in 6th grade. Basically, his ability to time back to make sure an incident that is gonna won't happen at all. Basically, as you know, pretty much the incident that with her mother was caused by the person who keeps on kidnapping children. So to make sure that didn't happen again in the future, he ended up having to time travel to the point where this kidnapper would be arrested straight away. So the one that caused pretty much all the disasters with the children getting kidnapped. So in this episode, he went to basically school. So he felt a bit of deja vu again, but also he tried to fit in again to how he used to act when he was pretty much in 6th grade. So, that means if he's in 6th grade, that means he's 11 years old. I believe he's around that 11 years old. So that's how old he is back then. So he's pretty young. So, now what caused to him and his character? Just double checking it. Yeah, no, but just checking it. Pretty much what I saw in this was that he talking to his mates, trying to pretty much act like how he used to be, but then he thought that he should not do that because if he does, he will end up changing. Won't be able to change anything. So of course he does try to figure out a way to pretty much make sure that I think I named this girl in his class called Kuzuki, I think her name is. Yeah, Kuzuki. To make, as we know, she was one of the people who ended up getting pretty much killed and kidnapped by this kidnapper. So who ended up dying in a. So basically, Sotoro is here to basically make sure this kidnapper gets pretty much arrested. So, and we know that as pretty much Sotoro knows, because he does contain his memories still from him when he was 29 years old. So he has actually memories from the future in the time period he's at now. So Sotoro is basically his 29 self in his 29 old year mind is now in a 11-year-old child's body. So right now that means of course he will be not in body. His body form won't be as strong as he was at 29, but with him having his 29 mind, he knows the tragedies that happened back when he was a child. He knows what the tragedies that happened. Because of that, he can also use that knowledge to his advantage. So that's what he did sort of in this episode. He used that sort of knowledge to his advantage by actually pretty much wanting to be friends with Kuzuki. He wanted to be friends with her. So first off, because the first obvious answer is that he wants his mother to be pretty much murdered. We all know that. He doesn't want his mother to be murdered in 18 years' time, so he doesn't want that to happen. Second of all is that he felt basically he pretty much liked Kuzuki, pretty much you could say. He had a bit. I don't think it's a crush right now. Possibly it's a crush, but I don't think he had a crush on her. But he actually had a feeling he should be friends, and he also noticed the bruise on her. Kuzuki has a bruise on her leg. Now that bruise we find out it seems to be abusement. Her mother seems to be abusing Kuzuki. What the fuck? I think that's part of the reason why she was pretty much an easy target for the kidnapper, because deep down inside she's emotionally damaged. She's emotionally damaged and pretty much she won't fight back or anything. So it was obvious that she would be able to get kidnapped easily. And it was a big reveal that she was abused, because if she, this actually might be the possibility. This could be the main plot when we're gonna end up finding that our main character might have to deal with her abusing mother. Our main character Sotoro might have to deal with Kuzuki's abusive mother. Shit. So that might go to dark down stuff, and not just too dark. We might end up seeing the kidnap again. Oh my fucking gosh, this is just getting whoa. Like, from these 2 episodes already. This is from these 2 episodes. This is getting dark straight away. Holy fucking shit, this is good. Now, what I'm expecting from next episode is that we find out that in on March, he's Sotoro's gonna have his birthday. So that's when he's gonna turn 11. That's when he's gonna turn on March 11th. No, not March 11th. March the 2nd. March the 2nd. I mean, he's gonna turn 11 on March the 2nd. So we know that already. So and we know, I take it, he had his birthday. He didn't have a party. He didn't have a party. Seems like his birthday, because he's one of the, back when he was a child. He tried to act. He was not, back when he was a child. He wanted friends and everything, so he tried to act like pretty much everybody around him. He only used sight to make sure he can act like everybody else, see what they might be into and stuff, so he can be pretty much friends with everybody, pretty much friends with people. But of course, he was not acting as his true self. Now, of course, as we know he's 29. He knows that knowledge, and he knows that by doing that, it's going to cause problems. And he now knows that by doing that, it end up pretty much also part of the reason why it led to his mother's death, because he didn't try to basically communicate with Kuzuki. He didn't even think about it. He just thought, like, pretty much he should act like himself and get friends and stuff. So basically, that's what he was like back when he was back when he was around pretty much 10, 11 years old. So it's but as he knows that, and he actually does want to be friends with Kuzuki, he pretty much invited her as the first invite to his birthday party, which I actually see that's a big plot point, because the park she was in, that was the day in when he was 29, before he time traveled back to this time period again. This is the day when before he was 29, had his 29-year-old mind. That was the day when he should be the last time he saw Kuzuki. That should have been his last time seeing Kuzuki. So that means that's one major plot point. He was able to stay with her at the park, not keeping her alone, because she was there alone. And when she died, she was covered in snow, and until the day the snow melted, that's when the people found her body when she was dead. So that was some of the big reveal to find out that park, well, I think it was obvious, from last episode where we saw her that glimpse of her, but it was obvious. But again, that park is one of the major plot point to have, is that if he did not stay with her at that specific day at the park, the incident would have occurred. The incident of her being killed in the park would have occurred at that point. Possibility the kidnapper was there with him there. But it seems like this kidnapper, it seems to be only after specific targets. And it seems to me, females who are basically like that age. That's what it looks like to me. So of course, I could give it at least something that, as this kidnapper was supposed to be an adult, he's supposed to be an adult. I take it, there's a kidnapper supposed to be an adult or a teenager, because he did look somewhat young. I think it's like somewhat young, like maybe pretty much his mother's age or something. back then. So around one of those ages, this kidnapper, that will have where he will have killed Kisaki. Now, of course, we didn't get a chance to see the kidnapper at all in this, only flashbacks from the previous episode. But that's something to know about that. Thanks to Soto being there, he was able to make sure that major plot point of her dying there was pretty much cancelled. So that means she will not die at that point. She will not die at that point. So that is something good to know. That was something good to know that she will not die at that point. But possibility that there might be another opportunity where she could die. So that is something he also needs to concentrate on. He saved at that point, but I think he also knows that there is still other possibilities. So of course he's still keeping friends with her, and of course he invited her to his birthday. Now, I have a problem about her mother, Kozaki's mother. How is she gonna react after finding out her daughter has a card from a friend, who we know that as the mother, Kozaki's mother, is abusing Kisaki? Do you think is gonna happen? Is he gonna end up trying to abuse Sotaro? Because that'd be a problem. That'd be a fucking problem if Kuzaki's mother does that. Oh my fucking gosh. Now, another character I feel like could become a major character in this episode is one of Sotaro's friends. I can't really know his name properly, but he's blonde-headed. Back in one of his friends back in when he was in year 6, back in when he was in grade 6, how you prefer saying it. I'm British, so of course I say year. We don't say grade in this country. Well, somewhat do, somewhat don't, but you know what I mean. So yeah. But pretty much he is in year 6, so of course he'd be his friend. His friend seems to be very smart. Like, I think you can tell that he just sort of, you can tell that, and he actually said it to him, pretty much, even not in these words, he pretty much did say it to him, that he can definitely tell that Sutaro is different to his usual self, because so far the one they know is pretty much Sotaro's previous self. That's what they know him as, but technically, you could say Sotaro replaced his older self. He replaced his older self somehow. That means Sotaro's friend will note. Of course, the other friends he has, will notice that quickly, because I noticed they're pretty much children. When his other friend seems to be pretty smart. The others seem to be quite dumb, but the other ones are pretty much. His other friend. This friend of his is pretty smart, and it looks like he can tell that he's a bit different to his usual self. Of course, they think it's because of Kuzuki likes Kuzuki. That's what they think that he is like. The reason why he acts like this. And yeah, so that's another character I'm pretty interested. His friend with the blonde hair. He's gonna be maybe quite a major character in this series. I hope he does, because he does seem interesting. He's an interesting character. Now. And let's talk about the animation. The animation. Gorgeous. I love the animation, guys. Oh my... Like, it's mostly still frames. Like, no action in what you could say from the stab and stuff, but... From the previous episode. But the animation in this episode looked gorgeous, guys. I love the animation. Like, we got to specific scenes, the flashbacks. Time we talked to... Like, whoa, the animation looked good. The still frames, they look so good. Wow. So I have to give props to the companies doing this. If I remember correct, it's A1 Pictures. If I remember correct, the company that's doing this series is A1 Pictures. Yeah, people who create Fairy Tail. People who made Fairy Tail's animation is doing this. Goddamn, yes. Kuzuki. I can't. So, what I'm learning from Boku is pretty good. And that's much got to talk about this episode. So, yeah. So it might not be hard to understand. Like, I'm actually don't understand what I'm fully talking about right now, but anyway, that's my review for Boku dake episode 2. Hope you guys like it. Become chat fans today. If you guys want some fan mail, go in the description below. My address is there, and yeah. Hope you guys like it. Comment, like, and subscribe, and see you guys later. Bye, guys.